The debate.
Well, joining us now, Congressman Randy Forbes, member of the House Judiciary Committee, member of the Armed Services Committee. Good to have you here, Congressman.
Thank you, Lou.
Before we turn to immigration, fast and furious, your response to the minority leader's view that this is about voter suppression.
Well, Lou, first of all, many of the principles that we're taking now are the exact same ones that President Obama took when he was in the Senate. But the second thing is, this administration is now 3.5 years into the administration. You would hope on one of their failed policies, they would have a justification other than George Bush made me do it, or the mean Republicans have an ulterior motive, and simply come out and say the American people are entitled to know what's in those documents and what they're trying to hide.
You know what's striking about you sitting here speaking to us, saying that, is that I have heard the chairman of House Oversight, Chairman Darrell Issa, say much the same thing to the various witnesses who have appeared during the course of more now than 14 months of investigation. It is striking, the resistance to sharing simple facts and information that the American people have a right to. Is that not correct?
Well, Lou, you listen to what the Attorney General says, and he talks about he turned over 7,000 documents. But it doesn't matter if he turned over 700,000 if they're not the appropriate documents and they're wrong documents. He talks about having testified 7 times. I've sat in many of those hearings. He constantly says, I don't know, or he just refuses to answer the question. So you're not getting those answers. And Lou, the other thing that shocked us the other day was we found out the Attorney General had been being counseled by Mr. Axelrod, the top campaign strategist for the Obama campaign. If any administration or any agency ought to be outside of the campaign, it ought to be the Attorney General's office.
The Department of Justice, many Republicans are charging that it is a political arm of this White House and this administration. And when surely there's a sensibility that exists somewhere within the administration that would be highly inappropriate.
Well, Lou, I asked the Attorney General, and it's very civil. I was trying to get answers, not attack him, and I took his own words where he said the Attorney General's office ought to make all their decisions based on the law and facts and nothing else. And then we find out they've been strategizing for political reasons, and we asked them to give us an explanation. How come you can do an investigation against states with Republican governors so quickly, file actions against those states, but you haven't done any against any Democratic governors? And again, Lou, this investigation's been going on a year, and they keep putting one more roadblock after another.
And it is, I think, worthy of note that the Inspector General of the Justice Department has been investigating contemporaneously. In fact, that has gone on for 14 months, and there has been production of no report of any kind by the Inspector General.
Lou, I'll buy you a steak dinner if they have any report that comes out before the election. And I think that's what they're trying to do, run the clock out. Because, again, when you take executive privilege, you do it to protect something. Normally it's to protect national security or intelligence issues. Nobody suggests that that's here. So if it's to protect the president, what are they protecting him from? That's the big question the American people have a right to know.
And that question remains apparently some time away from being answered. There are other questions, and you, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Lamar Smith, and others, forcefully saying to the president, where in the world did you get the authority to unilaterally change U.S. immigration policy and make discrete individual prosecutorial decisions across a wide swath of people, of illegal immigrants in this country?
Lou, it's not just immigration. This administration has basically thrown out the rule of law and adopted a strategy that the end justifies the means. And we've seen it across the country now, and this was a perfect example of that. And the question American people are going to ask is, do you want a 2-year temporary fix that doesn't work, or do we want to get a long-term comprehensive program that will? As you know, Governor Romney laid out one of those, I think, very well today, and I think it's one that can get bipartisan support and really give us a path to having something that starts to fix this problem.
A rational, effective, humane policy, one hopes, that can be achieved soon. Thank you very much, Congressman.
Thank you, Lou. It's always great to be with you.
I'll come back and we'll discuss that further here.
We'll do it. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Congressman Randy Forbes.